Hello, Sketchbook Heroes, Sketchbook Warriors. We've got three books tonight. We've got a simple one. We're going to start off with simple drawings like we always do. And then I've got something to share here. I don't know what we're going to more or less. I know these are going to be simple drawings. Then these are drawings from Joan Baez, actually my signed copy. We've got some drawings in here. They're really interesting. I don't know if we're going to draw something from here, but I'll share this book. And then we're going to go to The Illusion of Life, the Disney artists who did the animations for Disney. We're going to be doing something from there, something a little more complex. So let's start off simple. We'll do that, get that out of the way. That's a good warm up, anyways, if you do have the experience in drawing. But we'll start off on focusing on the good. Focusing on the good as we should. I know it's for kids, but it's not just for kids. Sometimes we forget to focus on the good. Speaking of focus, yeah, the media wants your eyeballs. So I don't know. I think hopefully it'll focus. And we'll start off with this lion. I don't think I can screenshot it. I don't think I can screenshot it. Not from my camera. Let me see if I can bring some more light. I know I'm not recording from my regular spot. We'll eventually get a regular spot. But for now, this is all we got. Trying to see if we can focus. No. This camera has actually gotten pretty good at focusing. But right now, for some reason, maybe not. There we go. Is that better? All right. So we'll go ahead and draw this. We're going to start off with this, with the simple stuff. We'll start off with a simple lion. If you want, if somebody can screenshot it and then put it in the chat, that would be great. We'll start off with this one. I'll wait and give it a minute. And we'll start off with drawing. If you have any questions, anything, put it in the chat. Focus is really important. What you focus on. So we start from general shapes, big shapes first, and then we go to small. So if I'm breaking this down, actually, I can break this down. I can see how wide it is. It's all pretty close to a circle. You want to see the big shapes first. That's the first thing. Not worry about the details. It really is about practice. Practice, practice, practice. It's not about perfection. So we're just going to practice tonight. Just looking at the height and the width, which is the ratios, the height and the width. So the width is that, and the height is about the same. So it's pretty much a circle with this little square underneath. That's the way I see it. And I can fit that on my paper anywhere. Anywhere we go. You can see, oh, this is a drawing I did in Mexico. I did this in Mexico just recently. Why isn't it focusing tonight? Oh, something. Oh, focus maybe? I have a new camera and it was doing really good with focusing last time. But today we're not focused. Focus, the power of focus. All right, some other drawings we've done, shapes, a little more complex. Start off simple. So we're going to start off with our circle. You can see some of the more complex drawings we've done. Wow, we're really blurry tonight. So we've been drinking. Now let's see if we can zoom in, see if that helps. That should help. Come on, focus. Here we go. I'm having computer issues, might need to drop off. Okay, no worries. We record, so if you go to YouTube, we post this on YouTube, all blurry and everything. Hi, Nimni. Yeah. All right, great. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eladio. Nice to meet you.
Oh,
I'm sorry, my trackpad is not working. My computer fan is running nonstop. I think it's gonna explode on me right now.
that's fine. We do have a YouTube channel, so you can put your if you want to.
Awesome.
Yeah, let me put it in the chat right now. The YouTube channel. Let me see. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All right, you're welcome. Yeah, so I'll put our YouTube channel is Sketchbook Hero, all one word. Sketchbook Hero, one word, and then
You know what? I tried that. That link is on your meetup, and I
yeah.
tried clicking on it, but
Oh,
it said,
you might have gone to the
yeah,
website. The website's not working right now. I did some things
gotcha.
to the
Okay,
website.
yeah, that's yeah,
This is the
that's the one
YouTube.
I got a
Yeah.
error.
Yeah, this is the YouTube. The YouTube one is working. There we go. That should work. Yeah, so that one, the link that I put in the chat, that should be
Okay.
okay. So we're gonna start off with a circle, right? Start off with a circle. It doesn't have to be look, it doesn't have to be neat. Just do the best you can. Try to get the same height, same width. Look at that. I'm scribbling it in. We're sketching really. People get caught up, and this is a sketch. We're sketching everything. So we got a circle. What's cool about the circle is you can draw it as big as you want or as small as you want. It's going to be a circle that has the same height, same width. That's the ratios what we're looking for. Oh, you're welcome. So I'm gonna draw a smaller line over here because this one's probably gonna go pretty quick. Then we've got definitely an oval shape inside that circle. So, and you got to see now, this is where we're starting to get into proportions, how big something is compared to something else. You got to see this space from here to here and the space from here to here. How much of a donut is it? Is it a little hole? Is it a big hole? You know, that donut shape in here, and it's right in there. It's about this much space. I'm just sketching it. We can adjust things as well. I'm just sketching it in. Seeing that shape there. And then it's got the, I can do axis lines. That really helps as well. Two axis lines, you got your vertical axis line, like a compass, north and south, east and west. This also helps as well when you're learning to draw. Then afterwards, you don't even need these. We can't see what you're drawing. Okay. Okay. This is why we are, yeah, it's blurry tonight. Let me see if I can get some more lights in. I'm going to turn one more light on, but this is what we're going to be drawing. Let's see. Yeah, that is blurry. One more light on. I don't know if that's going to help. But it was, hmm, interesting. Let me see if I can get another light on here, see if that helps. No. Oh, I guess we'll be blurry tonight. Oh, interesting. So yeah, we're drawing this line with a ice cream cone. Oh, wow. Huh. I don't know why we're blurry tonight. Let me see. Maybe I can. Oh, bizarre. There's a focus button, but it's not helping. Oh, there we go. Oh, that is much better. Ooh, all right, cool. Haha, it was one button. The power of knowledge. All right, knowledge is power. There we go. Now we're good. All right, so now if you'd like to screenshot that, there we go. Ah, you should be able to see that. Okay, good. So I've got my two circles. There we go. Wow, what a difference. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know what that was. That was yeah. Anyway. Wow, that looks really a lot better. Okay, so we've got our circle, then we've got our circle inside our circle, and then we've got our axis lines, and that axis line is good because we've got that nose. I mean, we can do it side by side. We've got enough space. Let's see, yeah, right there. Put that on top. There we go. All right. Ah, there we go. Ooh, that looks good. Okay. And then we've got a little square at the bottom, like here, and this is pretty close to a square. Notice how it comes out. I would say it's like in the fourths. So this is half, and if you go all the way to the end, you can see this is like a fourth. So if you see this fourths, need to learn how to see fractions and parts and wholes. So that's our one. And then here we go. There's our square that's beneath here, which is should be pretty close to a square. It doesn't have to, it's not science, it's an art, but you should be looking for these shapes and relationships. That's what it is. It's all relationships. How do things relate? The height compared to the width. And then this compared to, well, here we go. This is the fourths, right? We use the fourths. This square here is probably half the size. Yes, it's half the size of our lion. See, half right there. And I broke it down into fourths just to bring it in a quarter, right? So we brought it in, and that's the math. All right. Okay, here we go. No jokes here. So we're close to doing this now. We got the inside part of the mouth, which goes above the middle. It goes above the middle a little bit. And this is where the whole snout is. This is the whole snout of the lion. Let's see how big it is. This is probably that part that needs to be most accurate. It's a little bit of an oval. It does pull up a little bit like an egg. You know how an egg has a pointy side? Well, there you go. There's a pointy side. And we're not blurry anymore. Wow, one button. I just learned something tonight on my new camera. So this is a new camera. Wow. I think we were blurry another time and we just stuck through it. But now I learned. It's win or learn, right? It's always be looking at focusing on the good. Focus on the good. I can choose to see the good things around me, right? So even when we're struggling, and actually struggle is good. Struggling, I don't know. But if you are struggling with something, you know, you can ask for help. I always learned on my own, but there was always, you know, books out there. Now AI, oh my gosh, I asked it to help me with anatomy on this drawing I was doing. It did all this right here, gave me some notes. It's actually pretty wild. This was Gemini. ChatGPT, all that stuff. I use it. I'm really good. Actually, I've got my own little Clawbot now too that I'm working on, but it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild times we live in. I know it's scary for many people, but I'm embracing it, believe it or not. All right, here we go. I think this is the major stuff. The ears are going to go right about here. They're about circle shapes. I can kind of touch them on that circle because they are going to get cut off, but it's like a little bit of a circle in there, a little bit of a circle over here on this side. I'm looking for relationships. I'm seeing where things are. Every time I see a circle, I think of it as a clock. Again, really basic stuff. If you're here for the basic stuff, this is it. Well, you will get a little more difficult, but good practice. I think maybe I did my nose a little too high, but it's all right. I'm gonna go bring it a little bit higher and get that. It's a triangle. It's almost like a diamond shape that's rounded. It's a rounded cornered, this little triangle. Yeah, it's more like a triangle with the corners that are rounded, but kind of like that diamond Superman shape right there. That's where the nose is, more or less. Again, it's not perfect science. There's a little highlight in there. While we're here, I can do it. And a little bit of shading so you can catch up. You can wait for the shading at the end or coloring if you want to color it. Well, I think that's pretty good. I think seeing how wide it opens up, and that looks good. Then the nose, we're going to bring down the middle. And this does kind of, the snout kind of curves a little bit. Curves, curves. Oops. And this is symmetrical, which is really a good exercise for drawing. Um, Drawing things that are symmetry and axis lines really help with that because a lot of times when you're drawing something like a bottle or something that's symmetrical, sometimes it doesn't match up. Sometimes your bottle's like way up here and it doesn't look right, right? But if you add a line of symmetry and then you say, oh, okay, it goes out here first, then it comes out here. So use those lines of symmetries, all these little tricks, you know, and then you learn them and like forget it because you just do it and it's like, oh, and it looks like magic. And then people struggle. And it's like, I can't draw. They get the cats in the bands. Don't do that. Sometimes we struggle. Struggle's real, but you figure things out. Just like with the light. Now I know how to focus, right? Our theme of the night, focus. Focus, focus. The power of focus. The eyeballs, the social media wants to take your eyeballs. There, that's what it's all about, the eyeballs and attention, right? Paying attention and focus and oh, I'm putting in the teeth, sorry. There is a tongue. It's kind of like an oval shape, but it does pull out a little bit. I made it more of an oval shape. It does pull out slightly. So it's a little more rounded at the top. It does pull, and if you really look at it carefully, it does pull out slightly at the bottom. And then the tooth is a triangle. And there we go. It's kind of more round. If you notice it, if actually I can probably make it into a circle right here. See? If you use your imagination, kind of connect there and all, but all this stuff right here is kind of shaded. It's all shaded. We're gonna shade it dark black, or you can color it. There it is. All right, all right. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh wow, April 1st, another month. Time's just flying. We won't be on next month. We will not. I will not be here next month, and that's the truth. Um, I will be in another country. Yay. I've never been off this country. I've been all continent. I actually have been to Mexico, all over Mexico. I've been in this country. I've been different places, Florida, Chicago several times. Definitely San Francisco has been a place we've gone to a lot. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to be leaving next month. So next month will be one of the, we will not be drawing next month. Well, I will not have the, hopefully you'll be drawing. It's important to have that practice. Practice, practice, practice. All right, so the eyes actually come down below the nose. So I'm going to bring the eyes down a little bit below the nose, but they're on the side. They fit in here. They fit in there. Notice where they fit. And they're just little U shapes, little horseshoes, little U's. The eyes are closed, and there's a thickness to them. If you notice the thickness to them, they start off thin, they get thick, and then two U's. Got the eyes closed, enjoying that ice cream. We had some rain out here yesterday, last night. Enjoying that, but yeah, summer's here around the corner, man. There's like no spring anymore. It's like, yeah, because we're getting ready for some heat. Yeah, it looks like my spacing. I might have to bring out the head a little bit now that I'm looking at it. I don't know. I think I did do this mouth a little too big, but that's okay. You can make those adjustments as we're drawing, as we're sketching. Sometimes we do have to make those adjustments. So I am going to pull it out just a little bit. Pull it out a little bit. And I don't have my eraser, so that's okay. See, but as I'm drawing this time, I'm drawing darker. See, so just making those adjustments. I'm off by that much, just a little bit. Yeah, feel free to make adjustments, when you're going in one direction and sometimes you're like, hey, wait a minute, I forgot the ice cream. You can just go start off light, start off light, start off shading lightly. I usually shade lighter than this, draw when I'm drawing. I draw, block it out real quick. And then I go darker as I'm like comfortable. Okay, this is where that's going to be. This is where it's kind of plan out your drawing. And then you draw it out. Then you draw out. Sometimes we forget. So I draw lightly, see how it's all going to fit. Once I'm happy with it, like say, okay, here's going to be a foot on this side. There's the ice cream, which is just a circle and a triangle. It's going to be right there. The hand is going to be right about there. See, I don't even have the fingers. I can just have one oval for all those fingers that are going to be right there. This foot, I think, and the toes over here. I might bring this up a little bit. Yeah, and this is going to be bigger as well. The main event around here we go. All right, cool. Thank you. Somebody put a screenshot of that scene where, yes, awesome. Awesome. Just blurry. You can't see what you're seeing. All right, cool. Awesome. I'm just reading the chat. All right, awesome. Awesome blossom. All right, cool. Let's continue. All right, I got my ice cream. I can go back. Sometimes I go back and check to see, it depends, sometimes I just draw really quick. And sometimes I do shoot for accuracy and say, okay, wait a minute, this needs to be a little bit over here. But don't get caught up in perfection, right? Don't, you can shoot for accuracy, but what's more important is the practice. Don't let perfection stop you because it can be a hindrance. It can stop you. Don't let things stop you. All right, so there's a little bit of a gap here where you see that circle, that little gap, and then that circle kind of shoots out a little bit and then comes in. That's one ear. I like the letter D with one flat side. Actually, it's not totally flat. There's a little bit of a curve. And then the inside part of that ear. Yeah, I'm just going darker. We do the same thing on the other side. Don't forget that little curve. I think I straightened it out too much. It's all right. And we're going to do it on the other side as well. And I kind of sketched it in. Look at, I sketched it in. Now I can see, okay, no, it needs to go bigger. And I can see it over here and I can line it up if I want to. This should probably be a little bit higher, a little bit lower. See, I can eyeball it. That's pretty close. Again, it's not about perfection, it's about practice, it's about doing it. It's about doing it. Just doing it. And then aiming for something, say, okay, I'm going to focus on my ratios, I'm going to focus on proportions. There's a lot to kind of focus on. And you just draw until it becomes almost automatic. There's a little bit of ice cream on the tongue or something. And put a little bit of shade on there. I'm just shading back and forth. It's hatch kind of shading. Let me see. This guy's got spots. Oh, there's two little whiskers. Let's see where it starts. When I draw the whiskers, I see where it starts and where it stops. I kind of aim for that. I see it starts here and then stops right about there. There's the whiskers. Starts right about here, stops right about there. Here to there. There we go. Looking good, looking good. All right, let's break this apart. Okay, so we've got definitely this is the really important one that has to go. This little V right here at the bottom. That's this right there. And probably, I'm going a little too far. I'm looking at this distance here. It probably should be a little bit higher. Yeah, I'll bring it up just a little bit. Yeah, I'm looking at I think this inside, well, it's all right. Too late. I can bring it in a little bit smaller down here. I'm trying to see, yeah, it should be up maybe a little higher. I'm looking at how it fits and how off I am. Don't want to make it fully off or awful, just fixing it a little bit. So yeah, I'm bringing that V up a little bit because I can see the spacing. Even that's probably a little bit too much, but that's okay. It's not about perfection. You want to fix stuff, but don't get hung up. That's the word. Don't get hung up. So I can see these 3 points, 1, 2, 3, these kind of like saw blades. There's one above the ear, and then there's, oh yeah, that's one of them. And then there's two more. There's going to be one right about here and one right about there, the saw blades. So then I can see those points. And then I can just go from one point to the other. Boom, right there. Maybe, ooh, too close. It's supposed to be an easy drawing, and I'm kind of not getting accurate. That's okay. I know I can draw more accurate than this, but you see, it's sometimes you just do it for the fun of it. You just do it for the fun. Do it for the fun. But you aim for accuracy and like, okay, I can see it. I can see it's off, but that's okay. There's one little spike on the top of the head right there, little shark fin. And then this one, another point right about there. I can see it. It's going to be right there. So I'm going to aim for it. It's just one point. It just takes 2 points to make a line, even a curvy line. Here's one point, and then it comes down, and then attach it to that. There we go. That's not too shabby. Yeah, I think there should be more space in here and less space in here. But that's okay. Still, nobody's gonna compare it. I can see where it's win or learn, right? Like, okay, so they're shooting at a target. That's what drawing is. You're shooting at a target. Sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't. All right, here we go. Oh man, what's going on? Well, it's a warm up. This is a warm up. I'm like pickleball. We got to warm up. Here we go. There's one point here. Then we got three over here. 1, 2, 3 as well. So I know there's going to be one right about here, one right about there, and then one right about there. Those 3 points. All right, that's good. And it's on that circle. All right. So here we go. Let's do this. Oh, no, we got that point up here. So start with that one. That makes it 4. One above the ear from here to over there, more or less. That's close enough, I think. Bring it down. I brought it out a little bit more. And then here to this one. Looking for that. What's important is try to get actually the flow of the line. That's line to flow. It's not so sketchy. Sketching is good, but sometimes you want to, the quality of line is important too. There we go. So that point, serratus, serrucho, just like a saw, looks like a saw, or little shark fins. And then here we go, down to the last one. There we go. Not too bad. Yeah, this is too much. All right, we're gonna focus on the ice cream and then the body and the tail, and that'll be in. And we'll end the tail. We'll end with the tail. Let's just see if we can zoom in. Wow, I'm so excited and happy that I found a way to make it focus. I was like, when I first got this camera, I was like, oh my God, I can't. It doesn't because it was very inexpensive. And actually, in the well, it was compared to the other ones, it was inexpensive. It's still $90 or 80. I think I paid 80 for it. But anyways, yeah, the other ones were a lot more expensive. All right, there's a cherry on the top. It's a slight angle. Look at the angle. You can do the axis lines as well. You need to, but it's like two circles, almost like an apple kind of shape. And then, well, probably the apple's top, and then the bottom is more rounded. And it is closer to the inside of the mouth, but we're not going to do that. And I'm going to switch. Sometimes you got to adjust. Yeah, it's not about your resources, it's about your resourcefulness. It's about problem solving. That's what drawing kind of brings you to. Figuring things out, solving a problem. getting ideas, that's a great thing to do. Write down your ideas and there's a lot of technology that will help you with those ideas now. But the thing is capturing those ideas, capturing your ideas, because that's where the beauty is. That's where your mind is. And now with technology can help you if you learn how to ask the right questions. All right, there's this the cherry, and then there's like I don't know what this is, like another flavor with dots on it right in there. And then we've got the ice cream with a bite in it. It's got not big bites, it's got little circles, but this shape is kind of like a circle, the ice cream with a little bite out of it. Let's zoom in a little more so you can see how good the zoom works. Boom, boom, boom. Is it all the way? Oh, that's all the way in. That's as far as we zoom on our Zoom class tonight. All right, here we go. All right, we've got, all right, 9 of you out here tonight. Great, thanks to you for joining us. We're not regular. We used to have a lot more people when we were regular. Once a week we would do this. But let's do this ice cream piece right in here. And as it drips down. I'm not breaking, this actually it's not an interesting drawing, but I'm not breaking a lot of it down. Let's do the fingers. There's 3 of them. One, they're little ovals, they go in there. 1, 2, and 3 right in there. Like that. And the triangle. And then the probably a little bigger, but it's got little stripes on it. Stripes on the ice cream cone itself. All right. There's a shadow or something. Oh no, this is the arm. The arm comes up. And it's probably my proportions are off tonight. Wow. Well, hopefully you're doing better than I am. That's okay. That's the thing. Just shake it off. Shake it off. I said we're starting off simple. We've got this, yeah, and I feel like it needs to go higher. These feet need to go higher. I did when all right, good. Just make your adjustments if you need to. It's not about perfection. It's about the practice. It's about the process too. Process, practice, process, patience, persistence. Here we go with the P's. Dropping the P's. R-A to the double P, triple P. Those paws are all the same. I made my center one a little bigger. And then they got a little toenail. Where I can't have a lion without their talons. Talon scout. There we go. Then this one, there's a little bit of curve. I like that. There's a little bit of a curve. It kind of swirls. Like I'm gonna exaggerate. Kind of, there's like a muscle here, and then it curves in just slightly. Just a slight curve. That's all right. Then I'll do my 3 center one. 1, 2, 3, right about in there. Try to get them to match up with the other one. Don't forget, sometimes you'll get, that's what I did, yeah, a long time ago. I was thinking of drawing specifically when I did a dog. One side, it wasn't symmetrical, which is fine. It was fun. And it's like, oh, okay, don't get caught up. What's more important is having the fun. All right, happy little clouds. All right. Because you can choose to see the good things around you, or you can choose to see the bad things. It's not like putting your head, and I think just being more of an optimist, because I know there's some bad things too, but in the world, all this war stuff. I don't know if it's straightened out, but the market was better today, yesterday and today. But usually because some kind of resolution. All right, so this is the back foot over here. It's about the same as that one. Just an oval going at an angle. Maybe it needs to be a little wider. Fix it if you need to. Or just leave it. Yeah, because that's the thing, comparing, where you're making these relationships. Yeah, so this one's a little bit wider. That's fine. And then you have the tail. The tail does curve. It's like an S shape. Let's see it. I can do the center line right there. Just get that S shape. And then I go around it. I keep confusing myself with the inverted image in chat versus, oh, no way, it's inverted. Hmm. Let me see. Let me fix that. Oh, no, I can't. All right, then. I will change it on the next one. I didn't know it was inverted for you. Yeah, it's inverted for me too. Interesting. All right. Again, it's a new camera, so sorry. Learning, it's learning. Learning can be painful, but then that's it. Then you go through it and it's like, okay, and don't do that again. The stove is hot. All right, we're almost there. Good thing it's symmetrical. So yeah, it's kind of symmetrical except for the ice cream and the tail. But everything else should kind of be pretty close to the same. Yeah, sometimes it's the challenge. Sometimes it's the extra challenge. Yep, yep, yep. And here we go. It's to the toes. I didn't read that, but I can fix that. That's an easy fix. And won't let that happen again. As well as focus. Two things we learned tonight, even though this drawing is simple. I've got my axis, my thing there. Oh, this is interesting. So this is like a circle shape. The tail is a circle shape with a triangle on it, with a little bit of a curve, a little bit of a push on the side. It kind of swerves out, and that triangle kind of swerves. Okay. So there's two parts to the shape. It's a compound shape, all right, because it's made up of two things, that little shark fin, but it's a circle and that, and then I can shade it in. It's good to see how things are constructed, right? It's constructed. This shape is constructed with other shapes. This is constructed, and it's a circle, but then it's constructed with these triangles, similar to that. And then let's thicken up that tail. It goes from thin, and it widens up just slightly, not too much. Not too much, just slightly. There we go. And voila, there it is. And for the and for the invertedly challenged, let me see if we can fix that. Uh, there it is. Is that it? Nope. Uh, uh, oh, there we go. That's probably better. That's it. The invertedly challenged. Sorry. All right. Do your shading. Practice your shading. It'd be a good time to practice your shading. Just kind of going back and forth. Getting inside is a good, and then just by going back and forth, doing some shading. Or if you want to color it, feel free to do that. Well, I'm going to do this little lion here real quick. Let's see if I can do this. I did do that one. See if we can get this. Ooh, this is even smaller. So let's see if I can get this. Let's see how fast I can draw it. Another circle inside that circle. Another, the nose. Oh, yeah, really small. Yeah, yeah, really U-shaped. Mouth. Yeah, it's really small. I don't know if I'll be able to. Not gonna get it. It's gonna be even less. I'm in for the torture because I had trouble with the big one, and let's go smaller. Yeah, I don't know. And then just try drawing it really fast. Good to just practice, 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 practice. Not about perfection. Here we go. The ice cream and a line in the distance, so you can see here. Yeah, that was pretty quick actually. All right, here we go. Let's draw the next one. Draw the tail on here. Yeah, we got some. Remember little Tom Petty outside. Somebody was playing Tom Petty. All right, summer's here. Yeah, no spring. I don't know. It's been hot, and then we got rain. All right, let's see what's next. Should we do the bunny? Well, I'll leave the bunny right there if you'd like to do the bunny. I'm not gonna draw it. I guess we'll skip that one. Zoom out a little bit. Let's see our lion from a distance and congratulate yourself. Hey, we did it. We did one drawing and shade it. You know, it's good to kind of celebrate a little bit. You know, it's like boom, a little milestone. About the milestones to getting to the destination, which is just drawing regularly, whatever that is, once a month or more daily. Got to make it a habit. Gotta. If you want to improve, or if you're just doing it for fun, welcome. There's that one. The rainiest days make the most beautiful flowers grow. There you go. It rained last night. Even ugly sweaters are soft and warm. I like that dog. Oh, I guess that's it. Yeah, that's, oh, wait a minute. Oh, the narwhal. Yeah, narwhal. I think we'll do this dog. Actually, we probably should have started with this one. That's a lot simpler. That's a lot simpler. Yeah, definitely a lot simpler. All right, we'll just do this. I think we're gonna. All right, we'll go horizontal. We'll go horizontal. Let's see. We'll draw the head and the tail, and then we'll probably, I don't know, however you want it to move on your paper. And if you want to do this, actually, that's not bad. We can do that too. All right, we'll just take some stuff from the book. We'll just take what we want. Yep. Good artist copy, great artist steal. There you go. That's a quote from Picasso. Good artist copy, great artist steal. So you can see the circle. There's the circle. I'm going to start off with that head right there, circle, and then you can see the snout kind of come out. And that's because we know where the circle is. It's almost as long as the circle. See, here's the circle. I'm taking this measurement here. There's my circle, but it goes out a little bit less, maybe a quarter less. So we can take that circle here, looking for these going out, just a little bit less. So the nose will probably go to there. And I can draw that nose. It's a little bit kind of like our tail. And it swoops up and around that shape and form. Then I can cut this in half and fourths. And the eyeball is probably on this side of that fourth. Okay, so let's zoom in on what I'm doing. So you can see, unless somebody wants to screenshot that, we can screenshot that. And now we're the right side. I know I see somebody, Catherine's comment. I keep confusing myself with the inverted image. Now we're not inverted, so. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So let's zoom in. Anybody caught that as a screenshot? Great. I can't screenshot my camera. I'll have to figure that one out. I'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. So you can see what we're doing and talking about. Oh, wow. All right, cool. So yeah, it does swoop around that circle. And then the ear starts from up here. And it's like a puzzle, shapes and shapes. You can see this is almost like an oval shape, kind of going this way. And this is attached to it right here. Oops. It pulls out right there. And then it comes up this way. And then it goes in. And then around. There's a little rounded. Oops. There's a little rounded part for that ear. Can I get both parts? Yeah, there we go. Make it a little higher. Uh-oh. Wow. Struggling with the drawings a little tonight. It's all right. It's all good. Haven't told that story in a while. I had a student, he would missing class, ditching back in the 90s when I first started teaching. He goes, Chavez, what's my grade? And I go, oh man, I had to give you a fail. He goes, oh, it's all good. I'm like, hey, yeah, it's all good. It's a good, hey, that goes back to our theme tonight. Not just focus, but focus on the good. It's all good. Wow, sometimes things just come together. All right. All right, so there's an eye. See how it fits in there, that quarter, if I broke that into fourths. And then there's a little eyebrow. And then the other eye inside that eye, or the pupil. When the pupil is ready, the teacher will appear. The student needs to be ready, needs to ask questions, be curious. That's what it's about, asking questions, curious. How does this work? How does it go? Curiosity. They say it killed the cat, but the real quote, if you look it up, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Yep. All right, so there's my eye. And I can see here, but it cuts in, the mouth cuts in. I can see where it cuts in and then cuts down. Here we go. We got that little shark fin tonight happening. There it is. Then we got the nose. It's a little more rounded. It's an oval shape, actually. It's more of an oval shape. But this here is kind of straight. There we go. Make any adjustments you need to. There it is. All right. We'll draw that bowl over here. It's going to be a good one because we're going to talk about form. We talk about shapes a lot. But the next level is form. Learning to see form, which is three-dimensional. There's basically just three shapes, circle, square, and a triangle. And I really like the circle and the square mostly. Because from there you can stretch them. You can, like the circle here, add that triangle or angles. And here, this oval shape. Here's my ears. Then we've got the body. The body's gonna kind of come around. I'm gonna have it come around and maybe come out a little bit since I have the space. I'm gonna zoom out. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, let's plan the drawing. So we got this tail. I like the way it comes down. So oops, don't draw in the books. It comes down. And there's little waves here and there. So I'm gonna kind of keep that. I'm gonna keep it. See, now I can actually even do the where the tail's gonna be. Start begin with the end in mind. Ooh, 7 habits of highly effective people. Begin with the end in mind. Kind of have to imagine this. What it's gonna look like finished. All right, so we kind of imagine this is where the end is gonna be. Begin with the end in mind. And so we're beginning. And that's why I kind of went and I draw stuff out. I could have done this and said, okay, it's going to fit right in here. So that's a really good habit, actually. It's one of the habits of the highly effective people, beginning with the end in mind. Kind of have what is it we're aiming for? What's our target? All right, so it's going to go up, down, up, maybe up and around. I'm kind of getting the center of this. The center. Should we go? Oh, this one goes down and then up. Yeah, here we go. Down and up. Our axis line. So let's get it to flow. There we go. I like that. That flows a lot better. There we go. So there's the tail. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna fit in here. And then we'll do the bowl right in here. See, I can see the height and the width with an oval. It's not square. It is like well, it just fits in real quick. I can say it's gonna go right there. All right, let's do this. Let's begin with the end. We'll start with the tail. The tail of a pup, a long pup. Let's see. So it comes out. Oh, yeah, it's really this bean shape. So we got the circle. That's half the battle right there. And then it comes out, and then we got the feet that are going to be on there. And then we got the sweater, even an ugly sweater. Here's one. Hey, this dog's coming to life. You can hear it barking. All right, so here we go. Let's back to the drawing. Back to the drawing board. All right, there's one foot that comes out here, and then it's got a little foot there. Another one right above it. Another oval right there. Almost want to put more legs around it, like a caterpillar or a millipede, centipede. It's so long. And then the tail of the pup. Oh yeah, I know where that's in West Hollywood. Never eaten there. I've seen it. I actually took a picture of it. Tail of the pup. I have eaten at Pink's though. Pink's, which is not too far from there. But the tail of the pup. Never had that. Probably be a nice little outing there someday. All right, shading it. Shading the tail. And then just gonna make it all connect right now. Well, actually, this should connect. I don't have my eraser. This should be part of that top leg, but I drew it too dark. And this one's underneath, and this one's darker because it's behind. And it's a little higher up. This. Practice, practice, practice. You gotta practice drawing what you like. If you don't like dogs or hot dogs, sorry. I'm just giving you the basics. You gotta find what you like and then draw that. And then find the challenges. You'll have challenges, definitely have challenges. So here's the bottom of that. I'm kind of following that sweater. In the actually in the book, it actually goes off the edge. So you can do that too if you'd like. I don't know. I maybe I should have done that. Well, I don't know. Anyways, this is the top of the sweater. Adjust the neck. Yeah, that would have made it look a lot longer having it just go off my page. Oh well, say la vie. Let's go with the flow. See, that's not my axis line. It's going up a little bit higher. Bring it up and around. It's up here as well. Yeah, my axis line is a little high. That's all right. It's just a guide. Just a guide. Guide. Don't have to follow it all the time. And then we got the yeah, there we go. And then we can do the little circles that'll make it round. These little shapes of the sweater, the color. It's got this long sweater. Practice your spacing. I don't know, my spacing is would have gone all the way that way. Now how are we gonna do it this way? And it turns this way. It was easy just having it go off the page. Now I have to figure out, problem solve, how I'm gonna have it switch because it's going this way on the bottom half, curving this way. Basically, it's just straightening it out. I'm gonna circle. Oh, actually, don't have to. I can just turn it around. There we go. That solved that problem a little bit. It's going thin and thick. All right, it's all good. Let's just do the feet and the bowl and we're done. The bowl is kind of like a cone shape, actually. It's a cone shape with a slice in it. I'm gonna shade some of these. We can shade them. Let's draw the feet though. This one's a little further up. And then it goes around. Then up, there's 1 foot. Shade it in real quick. You can wait for the shading to the end. Then the other foot goes a little bit lower. And it's right there. A little bit of shading as well. Shade this whole thing. There we go. Oh, I think we're done. Oh no, we got the bowl still. The bowl. Super Bowl. There we go. Yeah, the guidelines, all that stuff, just to help. Let me just do the sketching. Cute little dog. Oh. Dash hound, wiener dog. All right, here we go. Let's do this bowl. Now the bowl has that bone in front of it, but you really don't want to lose the structure of the bowl. The first one is this oval shape, the top of that oval shape, because that's what happens when you cut a cone. You get an oval shape right in there. And then this just comes out at, let's zoom in. Zoom in on the ball. That's as far as it goes. Wow, I couldn't believe that one button. Focused. That's good though. All right, then we have an angle. The angle of the bowl from the corners. That's the way I would do it. But you can see, look at that little sketch of an oval. Kind of really helps. See? Sketching it in. Bam, there's the bowl. And then there's some little circle shapes. Oh, actually, there's a thickness to it. So this oval shape that we started off with, there's a thickness to it, that lip. And there's a little bit of a thickness to it, that top, as it goes in. And then on top of that is the little dog food. And like a heart shape there. Another one there. Oh, there we go. Shade that in. Naughty dee, naughty da. Yeah, feel free to put stuff in the chat if you have questions. I can I can uh I can talk and draw. Thank you for joining us again. I know I'm gonna have all my videos upgraded so I can actually, I don't know. Well, I have an idea of how I'm gonna do it, but that's why we went to just once a month because I really wanted to put some production value into the videos with thumbnails and all that stuff. But life gets busy even when you're retired. So anyways, all right, we got the bone. All right, the bone's gonna go over our blue shape. It's okay. So there's two parts to the bone. There's the ends, which are gonna be right there, and then there's the center, right? So the ends are kind of like I'm seeing the ends there, and then the center part right in there, kind of like that. It looks like a dumbbell, but we've got to make it into a bone shape. And the bone shape really just there's like a V. That's what's happening here. So kind of we're gonna dent that in and then in like that. Need to learn how to see the big shapes and then the detailed shapes, like this big shape that goes in there. That kind of helps. But then afterwards, you don't have to draw it, but you need to learn to see just that. See that oval shape that I had there? Now you have the little bean shape or kidney shape there, right there. And then just put it all together and boom, voila, you got zibo. Oui, oui, mon chéri. There we go. A little more shading here and there, just touching up. Look at that. That looks good. All right, that's not too bad. That's not too shabby. That's not too shabby. Look at that. The probably this is probably off a little bit, but it's not a big deal. That looks pretty good. Anyways, compare to despair. Don't compare to despair. Just compare to improve. All right, that's our easy drawings for tonight. We're gonna go to Joan Baez. I got to see her. She wow had quite a story. And let's zoom out. We'll just go through this book. I don't know. She's definitely what's more important than accuracy is really your intention, your story, because all drawings should tell a story. Every picture tells a story. And there's some insightful stuff. That's an actual autograph copy dedicated to everyone who made me laugh. It's about laughing and focusing on the good. Even though there's a helicopter outside my window right now, right now. Oh yeah, look at that. She's drawing upside down. That's a good exercise. When I was young, I drew a little girl with hair flying in the wind. She was holding a kite, which was flying in the opposite direction, but all in all, it was a pretty good depiction for a child. How I got turned upside down. I don't know, so interesting. Middle school and innocence, and you can really reflect and think about your drawings. That's really cute. You know, there's all kinds of ways to draw. You know, we were talking about comparing, don't compare to despair. You know, you can draw your own way. Draw your own way. She'll never stop loving you, dearly beloved. Yeah, she had quite a lot of challenges. What did she say? She had ADD or she had something really interesting. Her story, she talked about all this stuff. Well, that's a pretty face. Okay. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to share some of these. It was a pretty cool book as I was looking for something to draw and came across the book for animation. It's called The Bible by many, The Bible of Animation. Oh, that's cute. See the movement, the flow. No nonsense, and miscellaneous. These are just goofy, action-packed, whimsical portrayals of nothing in particular. As I wrote earlier, these upside down drawings are often a surprise to me. Oh, so she would draw them upside down, huh? And then just, yeah, so you got to find your creativity. A long time passing. That is funny. Double meaning there. Where have all the flowers gone? Yeah, I'm not gonna read. Just gonna go through that. Maybe you can pause it, look at the video. Yeah. Look, Deidre Spideys. Yeah, so maybe inspiration for some of you to draw something. It was positively electrifying. Yeah, capture the moments, capture the feelings, capture the ideas. That's what drawing's about. It's not about perfection. It's about your ideas and your thoughts. And let's get to the Illusion of Life Disney book. This is really good. It has a lot of really good stuff in it. This is Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson, one of the 12 wise old men. Uh-oh. Is this? Oh, wait a minute. Was I upside down all this time? Wait a minute. Oops. Wrong. There we go. That should look good for you. All right, Illusion of Life. It has the 12 principles of animation. I used to teach animation as well, which is fun. That's where you really get to do a lot of drawing. These are the 12 principles, squash and stretch, which is squash and stretch, and the different 12 principles, anticipation, staging, really good stuff. I don't know what we're going to draw tonight. Ooh, are we out of focus? No, we're focusing. This one's really good. We're going to get a little more complex. There's a lot of drawings in here. This is where I kind of put a little bookmark. We got 9 people. All right, well, yeah, we're gonna start off with that one. We're gonna start off with Bill, but there's a lot of drawings. We got all the 12 dwarfs. The how many are there? Oh my God, I'm getting the is it the 12 dwarfs? No, the seven dwarfs. Seven dwarfs. There we go. Seven dwarfs. Anyways, a good book here. Ooh, that Mickey's cute. Now you got to find what you like. I don't know. I really like that caricature of this one person broken down. And there's more caricatures in here. Ah, that's a drawing of Disney himself. That's pretty cool right here in the corner. Walt Disney. He's always pushing his students to drawing stuff. Oh, pretty cool. Alrighty, alrighty. Okay, let's just do this. This one over here. There we go. This one I liked because it's just the shape. It's Bill. It's Bill. So we're gonna draw this. So if you can screenshot it for me, that'd be great. We'll draw this character right here a little bit more. Kind of like what we've been doing tonight. Let me see, let's straighten him out a little bit. We'll draw him. What else is there? I don't know, we had some. Oh, that one's interesting. Yeah, we'll probably, let's see, what time is 7:02. Oh man, if you have any drawings, people aren't posting anymore. We're missing, oh, somebody would post just for us. We got Snow White, we got Pinocchio. That's a good one. All right, so we'll just go ahead and start off with that one. I had another one. Oh, it is earmarked. I was trying to find, ooh, that's a good one. I like that one. Going. All right, so we're gonna draw this old man right here. Here we go. I don't see him in the chat, but we'll just go ahead and do it. I don't know. Hold on, maybe I can do it side by side. Let's see. Go to the next page here. Look at the end. There we go. Yeah, sometimes if you can shoot for accuracy by when you draw side by side and you have the drawing side by side, and that kind of helps. Drawing it almost the same size. If you're looking up at your screen and down, that kind of makes it hard. But what does help is seeing the shapes. I can see how it looks wider, but if we I don't know, we can actually take the inside. Sometimes you can adjust. And there's the square, the inside, and it does flare out a little bit. There's one and two. There's my ratio. So there's my square. I can see my square, so I can draw my square over here. Let's go a little further back. Oh, no, no. There we go. A little further back. Let's draw a square. I can see, I can adjust. If I want to make it bigger or smaller, I can do that. I have where I want it to start at the top of it. Actually, the head's going to go above the square. So I have enough space. We just won't go that big. Because if the bigger I do it, the more space I'm going to need for his head. Because it does go outside the square. That's good, right in there. That'll be our square. He has his arms come out. Arms kind of come out on this side. And then a little bit below the middle pants. And then this oval shape that's in here. I am going faster, so let's see. Get that bottom foot and this shoe right here. Yeah, get that angle. Angle of that shoe. And then this shoe here coming is kind of set flat. There we go. Yeah, and I know I'll make it look easy, but it's just practice, 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 and I'm going kind of fast. Find your, there we go. They're like these triangular shapes, these hands. Yeah, they're like little bullets. They look like bullets. Little curve and curve out. It's funny. It's caricatures. Bill. Easterner Bill loved the image of the Western cowboy. Bill. Bill. I'm not a science guy. Okay, so I kind of got the body in. The head is a little tougher, right? So if we find the center here, that's where the tie is. Then the bottom of the head is right about there, and it does come out over here. He's got a crazy jawline that curves. Don't worry so much about the curve. What's important is getting that that shape. And it curves here too, and there's an angle here, this angle, right, as it goes off that, and then it goes up and over. Got to get the eyes and everything else in there to make it fit. The little hairline goes right in here. There's an ear on this side, right in there. Then the hair comes out. Interesting hair. Really playing with those shapes and really stretching. I really like this caricature, caricature of this person, Bill. Bill. If you knew Bill, you'd be laughing like, oh my God, it looks like him. They really exaggerated. Okay, so in here are the eyes. So I'm gonna focus on here. This is like the most important part in there. I'm gonna zoom in as well. I'll give you a second or so to catch up if you need to. But really in here, this face is probably the most important part, and the rest can just kind of like, boom, we're just gonna go outside. But there's a lot of detail, a lot of stuff going on in there. So what's important is trying to get the shape here. I probably could have been a little bit longer as I'm looking at it, but it's almost like a square in here. I can see that square and then that kind of shape. I can almost see a square in there. And then the chin comes out right there. But if you get that, that'll help you with your spacing and your shapes. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in on the face. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. We've got to get the eyes right. So we're going to start off with the one that's circle shaped because they're glasses. Right in there. Boom. Right in there. That one, that's pretty good. And then it just kind of comes across right in there. And then the nose cuts through here. So there's the eye glass. And then this nose cuts through here and goes and hooks around under the glasses and comes back over. So it's behind here. Kind of gets lost in there. But it's kind of like that. And then up. Then I'm going to do the other glass on the other side of the nose. So I've got the nose and I've got this glass or lens. And the other one is a little bit higher up. It's a little bit higher up. Back in space. Let's see. Make it a little bit bigger. Right in there. There we go. That's good. Yeah, that's good. There we go. There's my eyes, my circles for the glasses. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the eyes. The windows to the soul. If we get this right, if we nail this, then it'll be good. There's a thickness to it. There's a thickness to it as it goes in there. And then here on this side, a little bit of a thickness. But it makes it hard because I'm drawing kind of small. But there's that nose. And you've got the chin kind of comes out. There we go. Oops, curving it too fast. It does curve up though. I'm curving it too slow. Then I got this turn here. That's looking pretty good. The mouth and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's hidden under here. One of the nostrils. Back on that's what this is right here. A little bit of a nostril. Oops. Maybe a little bit more. There it is. Nostrils. Then a cheek. There's a cheek right there. And then the mouth goes under the nose. Kind of coming up and across over there. There's a little bit of an opening. He's got like a double chin, I think. Not too shabby. You need the eyebrows. Definitely makes him look like an old lady a little bit. Let's add those eyebrows and that hair, and that'll help. See how I did it, like the hair, like a bean shape? There is another. We've got that same theme, the little shark fin right in there. I didn't do that on purpose. That little shark fin there, but let's do the eyebrows. The eyebrows are in here, and it's got his forehead. And even this eyebrow has a little bit of kind of like a shark fin action. It's thick on the bottom, and then almost goes to a point. Then on this side, it's more of a coming down like this. It's just like a parentheses on its side. There's that thickness coming to a point. The ends kind of come to a point. Then it's got, yeah, a little bit of a wrinkle on the forehead. It just kind of comes on around over there. There we go. That's looking good. I think that's looking pretty good. If I do say so myself. Now here's a circle, a little circle shape, and then a square shape. See that little circle shape and square shape? That we just need that part of that circle and that part of this little hair line. What's cool about this is actually goes from dark to light, so it kind of lightens up at the tip and then it goes dark as it goes higher up because it's a fade. It's a fade. And you got the inside of the ear kind of coming around like that. It's the ear right there. Shade the inside a little bit. And then the hair kind of goes over the ear a little bit. There's another little one of those serrated points right in there, really small detail. Another little point right there. Another little point. I think that's it. There's 2 points here and 1 point there, and then another one there. So there's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, there's 4. And then just do the hair. And see a little bit of a bean shape as it comes around. There we go. And then shade it in. Shade it in. Practice your shading up to the line. Pencil control. Maybe get a little bit light around the eyebrow so the eyebrow stands out. It actually probably even goes into, I don't know, to the hair a little bit. There we go. That's looking good. Yeah, once you nail the face, it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. This is Bill. Bill on the windowsill. When you boogie, boogie little baby, boogie woogie all night long. All right, all right. Hanging in there, hanging in there. See, we got 7 people. Going to have to leave but now, but thank you for the meetup. You're welcome. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I know 2 hours ago. So we used to go for 3, 4, 5 hours back in the day. All right, the face does have shading. There is shading, and it does get darker as it gets lower. But right here, the cheek as well. The cheek. So there's a shade under the nose shadow, right under the nose, and then the cheek as well. It's darker. And then everywhere else, there's a little bit of shade. And there's let's get the darkers. I usually do the whole shade first, but I'm showing you where the dark parts are. It's under the nose, the cheek, and then under this whole chin because it's rounded. It goes around, so all this area here goes a little bit darker. Now, what I would have usually have done is shaded the whole thing and then done the dark parts. But you can, I guess, sometimes go backwards. I'm going a little backwards here. Get all my, and actually the inside is lighter of the glasses. There we go. That looks good. And darker as it comes under the chin. All right, cool. Looking good. All right, let's do this hand. This hand is really interesting. The hand, all it is that like bullet-shaped triangle, but it has that thumb. The thumb, I used to hide from hand parts and drawing hands, but there's that thumb that kind of comes this way and then curves around like that. And then there's the hand. There's the hand. See that thumb? It's hitting that thumb. What I really like is just a little curve right here. So he is kind of like muscular. He's got that top build, and then it comes here, and then he's got a little bit of that shirt that kind of curves around. That's pretty cool. So this curves in like this, getting that top build. And then here it curves like a shirt would. Shirt wood, forest. That's straight. Same things happen on this side. There's a little bit of a gut, a little bit of a tubing. And then here it's just straight. It's just that straight. It's just a curve. It just curves up. Boom. There we go. That arm. Get that. Boom. Feel like I make it look so easy. I hope you're getting it. That's all. Because it is, but that's just practice, 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 practice. All right, let's get that. See, we got our center line here still, so that kind of helps. Get our V in there. Two V's, or a W, double V, W, W, or two U's. No, that's a V. That's a double V, a W. All right, here we go. So there's another little part. That's the tie part. And then the tie. Don't go all the way down. A little bit of a gap. Feels like it should have been longer. My proportions are off or something. And then the collar does come up on that side. A little bit of shading. Coming along, coming along. Love this, but I have to go. All right. Thanks for joining us. All right, all right. Yeah, I have to leave as well. But we can do more and more drawing because I have to go to my mom's. We've got mom watch tonight. So gotta watch the mom. All right, let's finish this other arm on this side. We are on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and then eventually we'll put some really good stuff on there. Right now, it's just raw footage. This raw footage here. But I will fix it up. I'll fix it up, and then I will yep, show you what we focus on, what the focus is. What the focus. Be focusing on height and width, ratios, proportions, or just fun. All right, here we go. We got our bullet shape over here on this side for the hand. We got the thumb, then grasp around, and then the finger here like that. Oh, there it is. See? Yeah, and there's fingers underneath here, but just shade it in. There we go. Curve these. I kind of already did this. There's an oval shape. It does pull in to the side and then pull out. Oh, and there's all these little details like the pants right in here, right in there. And this is kind of like an airplane foil where it's kind of like a wing, airplane wing, where it's thick on one side and it comes down to a point. Here's a little wrinkle in the pants. And then here on this side, the shoe is pointing that way. And then, yeah, because the heel is on this side, and then the heel is on this side. It's got a little bit of a heel, really small heel on one side, then it comes out this way. Yeah, so the heel is like a little rectangle, and then again the foil. And then I don't know if it's got wrinkles or some kind of design. Oh yeah, there's some kind of design. No, but it's all right. We'll just shade it in. There's our drawing. All right, one more drawing. You can post one. We'll post one. That's not too shabby. Let's zoom out a little bit. That looks pretty cool. I think that's cute. Cool. Not exactly. Oh, I can see. I'm looking side by side. I should probably be over a little bit. Not a big deal. We're not really trying too accurately tonight. Let's try to shoot for accuracy. Should we? Shall we? Shall we? I've got two more papers here. There's one here. This is interesting. Well, I think I just wanted to show that triangular shape, really long angle. We got this other caricature under there too, but let me see what this one is. I think this is, oh, I know what this is, the skunk. This is the skunk. Let's see. I think that was the skunk. I know it is. Oh, yeah, there was the skunk. Bashful. Oh no, flower. That was flower. Hi, I'm flower. Oh, look at that. Wow. Animating expressions and dialogue. Mm. A lot of good drawings. Yeah, that's a good one. Ooh, I like that. We'll see. I think I'm not. I kind of like that one too. The appealing villain. I'm just flipping through it so you can see the book. A lot of good information, a lot of good stuff. Some model sheets, good caricatures, sketches, really sketch stuff for the movie. And say, look how loose those wheels are. The sketching those wheels. Boom, boom, getting the structure, the feel of it, the construction. And then finished drawings over here on the right side, which you can't see. There's another finished piece. But the stuff that goes into it, right there, up on top. Wow, live action. I hope I didn't lose my little. I might have lost. I might have lost our little skunk. I think I did. Let me see. No, I didn't. Oh, yes. I think we're gonna do that one and call it a night. We'll do the skunk from Bambi flower. This is cute here down here too. Call it a night tonight. I guess not a lot more complex. Dumbo. Pause the video, draw it. Yeah, go back. Draw some of these. Pause the video. Just practice drawing what you see. Yeah, getting things to animate, that's really a challenge. Timing and movement. I mean, look at this. This is so cool. Tracing if you need to. Trace. Tracing is fine. Yeah. The 12, 7 dwarfs. Snow White and 7 dwarfs. There we go. Let's just draw the skunk and call it a night. There's Goofy Gosh. All right, let's do it. Call it a night. Thank you for joining us. We'll do this real quick. I don't know, not real quick. I'll see. Let's break it down. Definitely, they always, yeah, no, they do start with the head. Let's get my pencil. And the head is rounded. Oh, maybe somebody can screenshot it. There we go. Oops. I learned my lesson. Not that way, not that way. It is that way. That's the way we're gonna draw it. Okay, so somebody's gonna follow us on YouTube. Also, my lion ice cream looked great. Can you take some time to show us how to hold the pencil? Oh, okay, sure. I'll take some time to, basically there's a couple ways to hold your pencil. I'll go over that right now. You can hold it at the end like this, and your shading too. You can hold it like so. I know that some people depends. I just kind of sometimes hold it like this at an end to so you don't get too tight. That was a problem. I know I had to because I wanted that control. Sometimes you want to loosen up on it. You can hold your pencil like this and find what's comfortable to go back and forth. I'm holding a pencil kind of like here. Sometimes when I get really under control, I do that, or I go further back when I want to get loose and draw from the shoulder, from the wrist. Yeah, see, or sometimes from the wrist or my shoulder. My shoulder, I can't show you. I would draw like, yeah, hard to see. All right, so we're gonna draw the circle, and then we've got this triangular shape, or almost like a number 8, I would kind of say, with that leg in there. So let's draw flower. No, I don't think anybody got a screenshot of it. That's okay. We'll try to keep it in there. I think that's pretty good. All right, let's do this. All right, so here I can see my screen and how it would fit in there. So let's see, we can draw the head, which is right about there. It's gonna be a circle shape. See, circle. We can hold it back or just holding my pencil like this. And then we've got that circle, and then we've got the body, which kind of comes out here, and then here. Just go in, and it comes out. It's got this almost like a keyhole shape. And then we got this leg that's in here, thigh, and then 1 foot right about there, other foot up here. The relationship of those two. Wish I could zoom in. a little blurry. Should I try my blurry button? I don't know what that blurry button. I think I touched it. Okay. Oh well. We'll zoom in definitely all the face has all the features, but we're blocking everything in right now. So begin with the end in mind. Great. Yes, if you haven't read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, there's some really good habits. And it's really about the habits. And if you haven't read or done your research on what's that? Atomic Habits, that's a good one too, because just the habits start really small. The habits, yeah, sometimes even bad habits. The bad habits can are like are too light to be felt until they're like chains to. There's a quote anyway. So here we go. This is like the letter D. This arm here, it's kind of straight on one side and then it's rounded on this back side. See the letter D right in there? I can kind of see it. If you look at here, see the letter D. That makes your D, and then the hand. And there's a bit of a wrist and then the hand. All right, and then we're going to zoom in on the head. I'll give you a minute to do this. Just block it in. And here the tail. Again, here we go again with a circle shape, and then that is the theme of the night. I think every drawing had this a bit of a circle and a triangle serrated edge to it. And that's how it's constructed, this tail. So you have a circle, and then you can see that triangle. Let's not make it too pointy. I think we can round it out a little bit. There we go. All right. All right, all right. So I'll leave that on there for a second while I close the door. Free for all. Free for all drawing. I can show some of my paintings. Wow, see what it looks different now. Night, the view from my room. All right, so let's see. We're gonna break this circle down into halves. Actually, it would only because you need to learn to see the form, and that's a little more challenging. So I'm just gonna try to draw it just with shapes. So I'm gonna shapes would just cut this in half. And the eye is like right in here. There's a cheek right in there. So let me zoom in. Because I can draw with form. Because the form kind of curves in. You would want to see this as a ball and not just a circle. Once you make that transition, it's really, really good. All right, so if we break this into fourths, half and half, the eye actually is right in here on this, almost on the middle, right in there on this part. Yeah, this is where the cheek is. Yeah, right there. So we're going to start with this eye. Yeah, it's going to go right in the middle. So it goes over the middle. So here's that. Let's zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Let's zoom in a little bit more. There we go. That's as far as it goes. Let's see how accurate we can get it. So one side is this is the rounded part, and it should be over the middle. Then here, this is the part that the eyelash goes over. And kind of, because the ball is actually inside a socket, eye socket. So then there's our eyelash. There's a thickness, so I'm trying to add a little bit of a curve, and maybe even a little bit of an eyelid on top. There's a slight eyelid. But the thickness of this eyelash there is a thickness to it. Trying to add that thickness of that eyelash. And then this curves, and then you've got the bottom. It does swoop around a little bit, and that bottom eyelid swoops around a little bit there. You kind of see it swoop there a little bit. And then we've got the pupil. Get that pupil in there. That pupil, and then the highlight on the right side. And then the rest of it's kind of dark. once you've got that eye, then we can kind of start building on it. But you can see how it's on that on the center. You can see the spacing above it, the spacing below it. If you need to make adjustments, you can make adjustments, but this is where it really starts getting dark. Everything else you notice is light. I really wanted to get my eyeball right. And then from there I can kind of go out from here. Kind of know that everything else is going to be more or less there. If I have to make adjustments, I'll make adjustments. Let's start off with the eyebrow. Up here, give it that spacing for that eyebrow. If I can see that spacing there for that eyebrow. Then here for this cheek. And then here we go, almost another serrated edge for that nose as it comes in. Here it does cut in that, the sphere does cut in and then come out for that nose, kind of like that. Notice the nose. It curves, it cuts in, goes up to the forehead, and then it might go a little bit bigger, and adding a little bit to that forehead. And I'm looking back and forth. There is a mouth here with a little cheek, and it's a little mouth that just comes down, right in there like that. Then there's a lip, and there you go. Yeah, if you came in late, I know some people came in late. Yeah, I am using AI a little bit. I took a picture of a painting I was working on, and it just gave me some tips. I asked for an overlay, and it gave me an overlay of the painting I'm working on. And I even took a close-up of that child there and asked them, hey, can you help me a little bit, or just look at it anatomically? And then it gave me some notes on it anatomically as well, which is pretty wild. This was done with Gemini. Gemini, which is everywhere. I think Google's gonna is a good contender for that AI race. Anyways, all right, let's finish this up. All right, so there's that stripe. Let's lower this down a little bit. There's that stripe, and then he's got that hair that goes up. I can lightly start putting some of that hair. It goes up and over, up and over. I'm trying to see that spacing in there. As it goes thick, and then it goes a little bit thin, it starts getting thin again, and then it curves. There we go. And then there's an ear. See, this I can see. I can see the ear. Compared to the eye, where the eye is, compared to the ear, the placement, right? And the proportions right about there. And that helps with everything else. It's almost like a marker of where everything else is going to go. Then we got the stripe that kind of comes up. Curves. And this is almost the center of the sphere, if it were to see that sphere. There we go. Ooh, that looks good. Ah, who could that be? That's my daughter. Yeah, she's joining us for our drawing tonight. She's so fun. Hey, Mama. We're drawing here. I know, we're lucky. You want me to put you? I'm home, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's crack-a-lackin'. So here's the nose. The nose, we're kind of doing a little bit of a upside down triangle. Well, yeah, the top part is flat and then I'm bringing it down. She's back already? Oh, man. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, man, I hope she's okay. There is one eyelash. You can see the eyelash. Okay, Mom, I'm gonna call me back in 30 minutes. I'll be at Nana's. Right. Love you. Bye. Bye. All right, so this eyelash here sticks out on this side a little bit, so it is pretty high. I could probably go a little higher as well. A little bit of an eyelash on that one side. And then, yeah, we can do the shading because it is a skunk. A little bit of shading. This, although in the drawing it's not shaded, but you know, he's got that stripe. Flower, how ironic. The irony, you know, skunk named Flower. The ear has a little bit, that's that little part right there, the inside of the ear and here. And there's little hairs. I mean, it's just like that hair in there curve out. And you can see some hair here too. I did a little bit of that. This must have been some of the early drawings of Flower. And here the hair too. This takes a little bit of practice to kind of practice that hair. And I'm I see the shape or the form, and then I just do the hair shape on top of that. It's like a little bit of back and forth. And there we go, like that. All right, it's coming along, looking good. Here, and then the wrist and arm. And then here there's just the fingers are really small. Looks like there's yeah, I did the thumb, and then it looks like just two fingers. And, and the hand. I'm gonna make it like the letter E or a W. There's a little bit of a hand, and then from there it goes into that. This would be an elbow. And it's to the inside. This also has like little fur right in there. Then an elbow, and the hand goes underneath the other hand. There we go, like that. Look at that. That's looking pretty good. Not too shabby. I think I might pull this out a little bit. No. And I can see, I have all this light drawing underneath my structure, and I'm just adding to it. If I need to make any adjustments, I can make adjustments to that. But it looks pretty good. I think it maybe comes out a little bit more, looking back and forth. And then here's one foot, and it's like a kidney shape. It curves in and then out. There we go. Yeah, so knowing anatomy helps, you know. The more you practice drawing, the more you study anatomy, get some good anatomy books, and that really helps as well. Let's see, this curves out and around. So capturing that form, that's really cute form. And that foot, just an oval shape right in there. Outside, a little bit of a wrinkle. I can do it really fast. The more you practice, the better you get. Especially practice with a purpose, with a reason. I can probably shade all this real quick. That's cute. Flower. Oh, I think that the center was light. Yeah, I'm going darker under. This is underneath. That lighter here, darker. Just thinking about how light would hit this form because it is three-dimensional form. Here, this is like a ball. It would be darker in here, a little bit of occlusion, a little bit underneath shadow. And then, oh, I don't know, is there a stripe or I don't know there. Oh, yes, there is. Oh, good. Yeah, there's a little bit of stripe, but it actually goes from thick to thin. Like that. Yep. I think so, yep. And there's like little striations. There's the fur. Yeah, like that. All right, let's draw the outside. Just like that. A little to a point. And then fade it all in. All right, all right. So I'm gonna be going on break. Next month we will take a break. I will be out of the country. Yay, I'll be in Italy. And that's it for tonight. We will call it a night. I gotta go to mom duties. 3 days in a row, mom duty. I gotta make up for that time. All right, let's zoom out. And any questions, put it in the chat. I'll stop as well if you want to share. We can share some drawings, or if you want to do a little flower. There we go. Let's see. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining us. You're welcome. There, let's stop recording. Or maybe I didn't record. Oh yeah. Stop recording. There.